Alright, y'all. I was hoping to bring you guys a W for my first video after release, but unfortunately we took a massive L on this one. They just made it way, way harder to grind legendaries in Diablo Immortal. And how did they do that? By nerfing zone events. Not nerfing them per se, but making them very, very less frequent. So, to my surprise, when I reached 60, the first thing I wanted to do was go and find the next zone event, like what time is it happening, this sort of thing, and I couldn't find any zone events. In beta, let me go ahead and show you the schedule real quick. So yeah, this is the zone events schedule in beta. Basically, every hour you get a zone event. Ancient Nightmare starting at 8, Haunted Carriage, and so on. Basically, every hour, sometimes a half an hour, the arena comes in at a half an hour in some points, but tons and tons of zone events. And this was the source of 90% of our legendaries. Like, I would say each one of these events had about a 15-20% chance to drop a legendary, so like pretty high chance to get a legendary by attending these events. So now, instead of, how many events do we had per day in beta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 events per day, which led to a lot of legendaries. And this is what you had to do if you wanted to get triple stat legendaries. You know, at least log in once every hour and do the zone event. You get a good chance to get a legendary, maybe a triple stat. You could even do it twice, the same event twice. Like, you could do it on Hell 1, then switch to Hell 2 real quick. If the people on Hell 2 hadn't killed it fast enough or ended it fast enough, you could actually do 2 of these events per hour. So up to like 44 a day. Now there's like 2 a day or 3 a day. We're not 100% sure 100% sure on the schedule, but it's like 2 or 3 per day in total. So basically a massive nerf to free-to-play players, like it's, or low spenders or grinders in general. Like, it's gonna be so much harder to close the gap on the whales now, because like, we are not finding a lot of legendaries. Like, over the last couple of days, we are not finding many legendaries. I think most people only have 1 triple stat at best, and yeah, we just have not found a good place to farm legendaries anymore. And I'm not sure why they did this, to be honest. Like, I loved the zone events. I looked forward to, you know, going out into the open world and seeing like 30, 40 people all working together, taking down the Ancient Nightmare. And this was the big MMO aspect that I really loved about the game, you know, taking down world bosses, that sort of thing. And now you just can't, you barely get to do these at all anymore. It's like just 2 or 3 per day. We'll figure out the schedule eventually, but this was a weird change that I was very surprised by, and like very, I got very depressed over, honestly. When I hit 60 and I learned about the lack of these events, I was very depressed. This is one of my favorite aspects of the game, to be honest. And yeah, either way, it's a massive nerf to free-to-play players and grinders in general, because it's just going to be that much harder to find triple stat legendaries in order to try to close the gap on the whales. And I mean, honestly, I feel like it's going to be almost impossible to find enough triple stat legendaries at this point. And it's pretty depressing, to be honest. It's a huge L. I really hope they go back to something like this schedule, because I thought this was perfect back in beta. Like, yeah, you don't have to do every single one event. Like, I missed a bunch of them, but at least, you know, having some available at certain times of day. Like, right now, it's just 2 or 3 events at like very specific times of day, and that's not as friendly for some people. Like, you know, like maybe some people can't make those 2 specific times a day, and having them spread out every hour for pretty much the whole day from 8 a.m. to midnight makes it more accessible to people depending on their personal schedules. So yeah, I really don't understand this change at all, and I don't know if it was intentional or not to nerf free-to-play players. It kind of feels, I mean, it definitely is a nerf, but yeah, big L. We took a huge L on this one. It's not looking good for people who want to grind a Diablo Immortal. Let me just say that much. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope to bring you guys a W someday. It's looking less and less likely with every video. Peace and GG's.